guess just Caleb, for you, I know we asked you this in the spring, but having a whole summer, being able to just focus on one position, how has that been for you heading into camp?
It's been really beneficial. I would feel like just really being able to hone in and have my mindset on like one thing and still being used to be like split out wide and stuff and still being used everywhere on the field, but mostly just knowing like if we're in those 11 personnels that I'm going to be at tight end. It's been really beneficial just being able to hone in on my like footwork and hand placement and things that make a good tight end because you got to be able to block those guys for sure.
We've heard a lot about the similarities between what the offense was before and under John David Baker, but I guess from your perspective, how much opportunity do you see for tight ends in this scheme?
I see a lot for sure. I mean, I do feel like we are running a more 12 personnel, more 13, getting into things like that. So I see a lot of opportunity for all of the guys. You know, me, Luke Haas, Michael Smith, Brady Prescorn. Like I feel like we're being put in a good system and we're being put in the best position we can be put in to make plays and stuff.
JDB was saying the other day that other than quarterback, tight end's the position in this offense that's they put the most on in terms of there's a lot to learn. How steep has the learning curve been?
Yeah, I mean it's been something for sure. Even last year with like Weiss and them, their terminology and how they did stuff, like it was even hard back then. But I know now, like, you know, there's certain things that us tight ends have to know that maybe isn't said in certain play calls or like just knowing certain rules for blocking and stuff like that isn't really like talked about in the play call. Like we have to know a lot of things, a lot of like everything, even when we're in 12 personnel, even at the A, even at the Y, like just different stuff like that. So it's definitely been a challenge, but it's nothing we aren't like understanding and built for sure.
That's what I was going to follow up with. How far along in that are you? Are you at a point where it kind of comes naturally, it comes quick now?
Yeah, definitely. Coming quick. Being able to see the signal and just line up and not really like wondering what I have more as what am I about to do right here, looking at the defense, seeing the coverage, seeing the leverage and stuff like that.
Was it the type of deal where when JDB comes in, it's like, okay, you know, clean slate and you have conversations about wide receiver versus tight end, or the kind of deal where it's like, yeah, you know, I'm settled on tight end?
Yeah, no, I definitely knew that like I would be in that tight end role, but I don't know if you can really put a label on like it, to be honest. I've kind of been everywhere, and I'm grateful for it for sure. Like, just my skill set, I feel like is definitely something that, you know, I take pride in, being able to play receiver, play outside, play inside, play in the tight end, you know, do block just like a 260-pound tight end can. So I'm trying to take pride in being able to do all of that stuff. So I don't think there was really a label on it, but it was definitely something that was known that I would be still focusing on tight end and really trying to get everything under control.
What's healthy Luke Haas been like, you know, entering camp? I know he wasn't like that last year, but how's he been so far?
Yeah. Luke has been a good help for me for sure. He's just a great teammate, great guy, stand-up guy, honestly. Like, I know there would be times when I'm at the A and he's at the Y, and we're in 12 personnel, and I have no idea what the play is. And I'll just look at Luke and be like, yo, like, what do I got? He'll tell me, like, just knowing I have another guy who's like 2 years or a year older than me, being able to learn from him, being able to see him in film, watch his technique and stuff, because he got it down. Like, his footwork, his hand placement at tight end is amazing. So just being able to learn from him and watch him learn from him has been good.
Have you seen any changes in Trinidad this year?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like just as overall, I feel like he has grown as a person, as a leader for sure. You know, him not starting last year and obviously having to come into that role kind of as the season progressed. I felt like this season, seeing him now, you know, he's definitely honed in on that leader role, trying to, you know, make sure all the offense is under his wing, really. But other than that, I mean, he's still slinging it, still ripping it, you know. So I can't really say I've seen much besides that leadership part of things, you know.
With you and Luke kind of being the familiar faces returning in the tight end room, has the coaching staff maybe asked you guys to do anything differently that maybe a year ago you weren't having to do, whether that's being more of a vocal leader or standing out more in the film room? Has there been anything different that you've had to do this year around compared to last year?
I would definitely say, like, as last year, I felt like maybe, I know I was only a sophomore, but so for me, it wasn't as much as like trying to be a leader. I felt like I was trying to lead by action last year and really just focus on playing tight end, learning how to play the position, learning how to learn the offense at that position. So I know for sure, like this year, Coach Woodle, our position coach, has really got me and Luke to be able to be guys that, come into the meeting room, come into the unit meeting room with more energy, be the guys that, our teammates see us as, and, really get energy from us. So we've been trying to just obviously become more of a leader and become more vocal leaders and stuff like that. So I felt like last year for me, specifically for me, I wasn't really worried about being much of a leader, but this year trying to do lead by action and lead by just vocally and by my energy and stuff is something that I've changed.
What changes have you seen from because Coach Woodell came in, he's new coach this year. So what changes have you seen from his style of coaching the room and that kind of stuff?
I feel like with Coach Woodle, he's been a guy that has definitely, I wouldn't say pushed us more, but he's definitely been a guy that has, for me specifically, I feel like for me, he's been a guy that's made me focus more on the little details. So like my hand placement in the run game, hat placement, knowing leverage, really learning what the offensive line is doing instead of just knowing what I have, knowing the back's angle on certain run plays. So for me, it's been more of that side of things, the little details that really are able to win blocks. So that way, whenever it's I may lose against a guy that's better than me, but I'm able to make up for it with the little details and stuff and things like that to be able to beat him on certain blocks and stuff like that. So for me, it's been more of the little details that I wasn't really keyed into last year. All right, thank you guys.